Geez, Sandy cracking the whip. She's like, "Oh, it's 10:02. Matt, go live." And I was like, "All right." And she's like, "We're gonna be late."
I asked if we could wait a little bit longer, and she said, "No, no, no.
Yep.
No.
Is this an authoritarian takeover? The Constitution was
I
suspended.
am not perfect.
She threw a mug
I
across
did not
the room.
do that. Oh yeah, I did. Right across the
She
room.
said swore words. Oh, but just hold on. Quick reminder: don't talk during this part of the show. The opening.
No.
I'm
Before you
trying
wanna be
not
quiet.
to. I'm just
So,
busy. I like
this part.
talking.
Keep this part.
How about this part? You
quiet
talk-
as possible.
I think you can
Don't
talk during
about
a part that you're featured in.
Okay, so we will have rules. We're gonna have rules tonight. Are we having?
Well, I don't know.
rules?
Are we gonna have rules?
Rules and regulations. Good evening, everyone. Oh, look, Kim's in my Kim is here. Wow. Hi, Kim. Well, it's
I don't
good
want
to see
rules.
everybody. No
I would
rules.
like no rules, but I would like to explain that this is our weekly panel show, totally unscripted. We don't draw any conclusions. It's off the cuff, free form. We talk as if we were in a cafe, a bar, someone's living room. We're just hanging out. You can see all the links to our regular content and live streams and YouTube channels and Twitch channels in the description. That's where we do our more serious work. And for now, we're just hanging out. I have to say this because I have over 1,000 brand new subscribers in the last
Yeah.
24 hours, and they're going to be like, "What the fuck is this show?"
And they can also subscribe to our channel too.
Yes, and please, if you
Well,
are new
entirely.
here, subscribe to all the other channels.
Don't
No.
subscribe to mine. It's not worth
No.
it.
Okay.
just
that's right,
subscribe
because
to
you're not
Sandy,
doing
really.
anything.
Subscribe to everyone else 1.3 times in my stead.
Or just keep hanging out right here every Wednesday, and you'll sooner or later you'll be like, you know what? What am I doing
Wow.
with my life? I should be subscribed to other channels. Hey,
That's
good to see you,
funny.
Jake. Thanks for.
Oh,
I was
shit.
gonna say thanks for being here. Like,
Thanks for
to say
appearing
I'm
on
glad-
the show that you're part
I'm
of.
glad you're here. It's the four of us. We don't have a guest this week. We usually have
Oh,
guests.
hell yeah.
So this is just a 4-up, the
Just
classic
hanging and banging.
version. We're hanging and banging.
I've never actually understood what that means.
I think
Hanging
it
and
means.
It's gonna remain that way, I
I
think.
think it means something that you're not sure what it means. But anyway, hanging and banging.
I've got us
That-
live
It
on
asked me to
Netflix
stop
and
saying
chill.
that when I was a scout leader. I'm like, all right, I guess you don't want a cool scout leader. Whatever.
That's awesome. You were a scout leader?
No.
Okay.
Actually, for 2 weeks during a tragedy, I was a brownie leader.
Oh,
Because I
now?
was
those are
the
pre-Girl Scouts.
brownies. Yeah. And I was a whopping 18 months older than my sister, and the lady who was going to run the thing just left, and so they needed an older kid in the room. It was like it was like
Older kid.
elementary school, and so that was what I did. So technically, brownie leader.
Brownie leader.
Brownie leader.
Very cool.
You need to
You
know
get-
how to make macrame. I
Oh.
can probably ask my sister for the contact number of some girls that know how to do it. Women now, I guess.
My
Women.
brother was a Cub Scout.
Bitches, man. Your
Hey.
brother was a Cub Scout. Whoa.
Yeah, and I used his Cub Scout manual to learn how to tie a tie.
Oh, that's great.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was in there, and I was like, "Oh, check this out. They show you how to tie a tie." And I was like, "I'm going to start wearing ties now."
Hell yeah.
Great.
Very useful.
Look at this.
Very-
Tinkerbell,
genuinely
member
useful
for
thing.
20 months.
Yay. Hi, Tinkerbell. So
You're an officer and a lady, Pink.
we are having a high wind warning where I live.
Oh,
Hopefully
yeah.
nothing happens. Yeah, I took all my flags in so they wouldn't blow over. Yeah, wind advisory.
But I thought
it-
you
it-
ground the flagpoles in. Isn't that
No,
make it
they're
resistant?
no, my flagpoles are like
They're
screwed
on
into-
ground.
They're
I
into
see.
in buildings. They're like on
Oh.
the railing. They hang off
I
the
see.
side.
Okay.
Right. So
What?
Yeah.
Why do the brownies have the same washout rate as Marine boot camp? That's crazy.
Why do the
Wow,
brownie?
do they?
What?
Apparently, Kim dropped out. The
Kim
troop
got kicked
leader,
out.
grown ass adult, just left when I was when my sister was a brownie.
I'd put it back on the
Oh
kids.
God, I was
It
a
was probably
brownie.
their fault.
I was a brownie.
Probably making it too
You
difficult.
were all right. Did you?
I
Did you
was.
did you make it through? You didn't get kicked out or
Oh
anything?
fuck no! I didn't make it through. Who knows
Oh,
when
you
I
didn't make
lost
it through.
Well, I didn't get kicked out, but I mean, I wasn't really the biggest competitor or to keep getting badges and all that shit. I just liked going because my mother wanted me to go. And I guess I had friends. I
That's
don't
very
know.
sweet.
It was when I was little. I lived in California, and I was a brownie.
How's the so do you have a wind advisory there? Is it
Yeah, it
is it like
is
serious or what?
50 miles an hour could, and I have a lot of old ass trees. 25 to 35 with gusts to 50. For here, we've lost a lot of trees this year. My property looks like I just had them cut up.
I
that
got
were
this
that fell down.
giant fucking. There's this like cloud, the vortex of water
Yes,
flinging from the
that's
sky.
right.
That's
It's
called
like
rain,
hell on
Andrea.
earth.
That's called
No,
rain.
no,
Yeah,
no,
it's
no, but
terrifying.
it's the name of the clouds that my friend sent. My friend Jackie sent me a picture of the clouds that are in Pennsylvania, and she called them the mammary
Cumulus.
clouds. And they're mammary clouds, and they really do.
What
That's what they're
the
called.
Sorry,
She's
I'm
a
laughing
Seriously?
at the faces
She's
here.
a
These
scientist.
fucking
All right,
bitches
wait.
and their faces.
She's a scientist. See, those are mammary clouds. See?
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Disappointing, if I'm honest.
Well,
Yeah, I wouldn't pay
what'd
for
you
that.
expect? A nipple too? I mean, they're
Yeah.
called mammary clouds.
They can't think of any other name for them.
I don't know. There's lenticular. There's cumulonimbus. There's like so many
Yeah,
different
that's my
clouds.
favorite cloud name.
Clouds are wild.
They are.
Yeah.
Hello, we are cubular nimbulus.
Yeah. So we could, yeah, but they are responsible for a lot. And then there's the cap trail clouds, the capitalism trails that come out behind commercial aircraft and are spewing, we call them
Hey,
cap
Wanda.
trails. They're not chemtrails, they're
I
cap trails.
had heard, and you are more in the know here, so tell me if I'm wrong. I had heard that those were somehow helping fight global warming by reflecting sunlight. Is
Yeah.
that just propaganda from
called
airplanes?
It's called the aerosol masking effect. And when shipping fuel changed, first I'll address the shipping fuel changed. They took out I don't know what they were called. Sulfur. The aerosols that were blocking the sun. So when that happened, and then during COVID at the same time concurrently, they measured the heat of the atmosphere, and it got hotter when they cleaned up the shipping fuel. And the same thing with airplanes. So if airplanes change the fuel mixture and you don't have as much of the aerosols that are blocking the sun, then we're going to be warmer. That's why we say we're in a predicament. Because if you get off of everything and you don't have that artificial, because we are in the Anthropocene, which means humanity has forever altered. It's not a naturally variable, seasonable climate.
We're off the
anymore.
chart. Anything's possible.
Yes. So we will see a difference because the earth will heat up. But I can't tell you if it will go to 1.3 to 1.5 or 1, it's just going to add heat because we are not artificially cooling the environment. And since we've put so much CO2 up there, that's the greenhouse effect with the other greenhouse gases, methane, water vapor. We are keeping the heat in. And so when they
So the-
talk about solar geoengineering and radiation flying the airplanes that will do that, like in the book The Ministry of the Future, if you read Kim Stanley Robinson, that's why people have that conspiracy theory on chemtrails, which is actually a total bug conspiracy theory, but that is why we named them cap trails, because when you fly, you're participating in a capitalistic tourism economy thing. So they
There's
are
been
cap trails.
so much information that I
I didn't
don't.
know that, so thank you for that information.
I lost the plot. So
You did?
is
Watch one of my
the,
shows.
the trails behind the
tons of-
planes.
Yeah.
Those are, as they currently exist, those are actually combating global warming, not in an ideal way, but
Right.
they do cool the earth. Okay.
Not
Alright.
in an ideal way. Of
At the
course.
expense of long-term building up the carbon in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like
You
when the
got it.
chemtrails do like the funny symbols and they make like, cute little fucking rainbows in the sky. That's awesome.
So I have a question. They really call them mammary clouds?
Well, that's what Jackie sent. I'll look it up.
Could you imagine like some
Memory.
embarrassed kid comes home from school and his mom's like, "What'd you learn today?" We
Right.
learned about clouds. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, maybe memory has they're really mammatus cloud. Okay, she put mammary as a shortcut. What do mammary clouds mean? True to their ominous appearance, mammatus clouds are often harbingers of a coming
Ominous?
storm.
Yeah.
Or yeah, and you might have. So really they're not. That's a shortcut. They're mammatus. I
Yeah, that's the
suppose.
thing. Like when I see mammaries, I get scared. I'm like, yeah, I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
it's a
and
bad
and
omen.
they can be very I wish I could
I
show you.
agree.
It's
I
just
agree
it's a
completely.
weird name. It just seems
Mammatus.
like a missed
Ev-
opportunity.
Listen, everything scientific
Mist?
is a weird name, okay?
good.
Everything scientific is a weird name. But yes, and I gave you Jake, I gave you such a slight overview.
Yeah, there
It
you
was
go.
interesting. I
But there are
am
people.
amazed that you can just stop and talk like that, Sandy.
Yeah,
Are
it is
you
impressive.
amazed?
But
It's
what were you
very
Are you amazed?
scientific and factual. I don't.
Well,
I
because
mean,
I've been
I
doing
could do
this
that with
for
comic
years.
books.
Right, and
but-
I can do it
Yeah,
with
that's her comic books.
atmospheric and climate and overshoot and all the things happening in the ocean and how the ocean is keeping heat, because that's where the ocean is at now. That's actually almost worse than the climate change, is ocean heating. And that's what's driving a lot of the storms, the heat. And let's say, and here's another example, Great Lakes this year, they warm, even the lakes warm. And so they don't freeze over fast enough. You get lake
I
effect
prefer to
snow
call them
when
the
they
good
don't-
lakes.
the good lakes.
They're okay.
Okay.
They're not,
They
So
are
anyway,
the greatest lake
Science
on
lesson over.
God's earth. They are
Science
the
lesson
finest
over.
lakes. But
I
yes,
read something
I know
recently
what
that the Great Lakes are older than Stonehenge.
they must.
The Great Lakes are, of course they are. Stonehenge
I would
was
hope so.
But
they
people
think
are
they-
under the impression they're not. It was like up for
No.
debate.
okay.
Huh?
The
What?
Great Lakes
Huh?
formed
What?
millions of years ago geologically, but that things change. But I'd have to look at the.
Do people think Stonehenge
have
is
to
that
look at-
old? What?
I have
What?
to
I
look
believe-
at.
Is this
okay.
rage bait?
The original
let
site,
me
anyway.
float this out there, and we'll see if I'm correct. This is just Michigan lore, and I'm not sure.
All
if
right,
it's just
all
because
right.
it's
Got
old or
some
if it's true.
lore. Would you
I
say it's
believe
deep lore or just
Okay,
It's
shallow
deep
lore?
lore. I believe
10,000 to
around
12,000 years
20,000 years ago,
ago.
glaciers passing over, like an ice sheet passing over Michigan, carved out the Great Lakes. That is
Okay.
my understanding.
All right.
It's also why I believe Michigan is quite flat.
Okay, Stonehenge was built 5,000 years ago, and the Great Lakes were formed about 10,000 to 12,000 years ago at the end of the last
Yeah, isn't it
glacial
funny
period.
people
The
think-
last
I said
glacial
20.
period.
That was
Yeah.
foolish.
Isn't
of
it
me.
funny
It's
that-
really interesting, though. I love it. The last glacial.
People think those
The
rocks
thing is-
are
Very
so
neat.
supernatural.
Yeah, well,
No.
They like really build it up. Like they've been there forever. No, they haven't.
Well, the people have no concept of like what
Geological
ancient
history.
civilizational timelines are. So like they
Right.
just
Yeah.
assume that's like 10 million years ago, or like, like they just don't understand the entire timeline.
Right.
Most people think the Earth is 6,000 years old.
I know.
The fact that
Nah.
in
But
A
this
lot of
says
people think that.
they were from the movement of massive glaciers through the mid-continent, which began about 1 million years ago during the Pleistocene epoch. And I love to say we're not in the Holocene, we're in the Anthropocene, but the Pleistocene was way back. The epochs are very interesting.
now we're in the plastic scene.
Yeah, really, Andrea, you
I
got
like
that.
California love.
Oh my gosh, Andrea. We are definitely in the plastic.
How much plastic do you ever like? Does anyone ever realize that like we have our clothes are made of plastic?
Yeah,
We put
everything.
plastic in our food.
We just
Fast
talked about this
Toothbrushes,
Monday
you
night.
grind up
right?
the
That's right.
toothbrush plastic bristle against your teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's a toothbrush for demonstration.
Why
know?
do you? I mean, we're overwhelmed with it. It never goes away. So obviously, that's why
We got a plastic spoon inside of us, according to a recent study.
people get yeah.
How did they know?
It's just the same like weight of plastic. Like they just measure
Oh.
like dead people's bodies and microplastic or
Yeah,
whatever. They just
honestly,
figured it out.
scientists, but all that funding's
They
being
didn't know that
cut,
it
so we'll
swallowed.
never know because they're cutting all the funding. So there's going to be
That's
no
great.
good
I can't
science
wait.
on any of it.
For
Oh, yeah.
defunding science. Goodbye,
Defunding
science.
science and 80,000 veteran administration and the TSA. This executive order orange turd just signed away their union. The TSA.
I'm sorry, orange turd gets me every time.
That is
like what gets me is how you can say it so flippantly. Like it doesn't affect.
Yeah,
That's
like-
the part that gets me. Yeah.
I can't fucking stand his name. And
Oh.
so to me, he's an orange turd. And I watched part of what was going on today. His speeches,
It's Liberation Day. I forgot.
Yeah,
I can't believe we're
it's
streaming on
Liberation
Liberation Day.
and he is almost monotone. And he is such a liar, and he's making up all these numbers, which he's talking about. And he's like a paranoid. Everybody's been ripping the United States off. Everybody's been stealing. This is pretty bad. It's pretty sickening.
It's certainly not good. I'll tell you
the
that much.
idiots that go for it, the people that they interviewed from the Milwaukee Sentinel, there was a couple. And they interviewed them about the Supreme Court race. And the two are standing there. Oh, we definitely want Donald Trump's agenda. And, it's good that Elon's here because forever it's only been Soros money that the Democrats have poured into Wisconsin. And now we
weird.
have our
Jesus.
own. This is
It's
what
like
these
Mark
two
Cuban doesn't even exist.
pasty white ass. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
he's
You know what
he's
he
getting
said today?
like negative press in the absence, not like bad, but in the absence of press.
He told me everything to he told us today, go buy everything now before they jack up the prices and try to
Yep.
blame it on tariffs.
Didn't he put tariffs on islands that are uninhabited by people?
I just read that.
Yeah,
today.
fuck those penguins and whatever, man.
You
Yeah,
gotta.
They
I
gotta
mean,
pay a higher rate to get in their products into America.
Penguin. Yeah, isn't that sickening? It's just insane. I don't
yeah,
think
I
this guy
mean,
knows what the
We
fuck
live in
he's doing.
Fuckville.
I
We
think
live in Fuckville.
people are still talking about lakes in the chat. This is what I like about
is everybody?
anyone that lives near a lake. They're just
They love them. They won't shut the fuck up about
those
those
kind of
goddamn
people.
lakes.
Just go
Yeah.
with the flow.
Ah,
I used to live near the lake.
They're swell.
Here's the thing, though.
I miss
Does
it.
it flow? Does it flow?
Oh yeah,
that's the thing. It's still
there's
still
tides.
rocky
Lakes have
water.
tides. I live on a
Fair
26-mile lake. It's got tides.
You
Fair
live
enough.
on it.
Yeah,
Near it. Off
it's
it?
I
Do you
can
have a
walk there.
dock?
It's a block away.
Oh, you don't have a dock though. You're not one of those.
No, I don't have a lake house, but hey,
You just
ask
live
anyone.
on the lake.
Listen,
Anyone
if it keeps
in this area
raining,
is
I'm
like-
gonna live on a lake.
Everyone in my county is like, "Where do you live?" And they're like, "Oh, you're on the lake." And I'm like, "I guess."
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's the slangy.
But it's
Slangy.
we've been kayaking. I
That's
got my
amazing.
wife
That's
a two-person
so
kayak
awesome.
that you can do on your own too.
That
And
sounds
it
we've
so
been
scary
going out.
scary to
This
me.
is
I would
awesome.
never do that.
I've
so
been
awesome.
If you're gonna
talking
get a
about a
two-person-
kayak.
I have great kayaking advice. If you're gonna get a two-person kayak, don't.
Why?
Just-
That's how I
Just do a
feel
one-
about it.
Get 2 one-person kayaks. But you said it's one she can do by herself, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, you
But
could
it
just move
sucks
the
kayaking
seat
with
to the.
somebody
I'm
else.
looking at
Oh, we're having a
them.
blast. We're having a
I
great
want to go.
When
I
you're in
want
it
the one
together,
that
or are
you
you
go
in your
on
own
top.
kayak?
together.
No,
Yeah,
they're
we're having a
together.
great
It's
time.
sweet. Well, I did love canoeing with my
We
ex-husband. That's what I meant.
paddleboard separately.
nice.
We go
I stay away
paddleboarding.
from water. I am anti-water. I only drink it. That's it.
I'm in the back saying, because you got to stay away from boats and the shore and stuff. So I'm in the back doing the, all right, let's start on the right. 1, 2, 3 on the right. And then I just follow her lead.
Yeah,
And if she
See,
stops, I keep going.
that's
You're
great.
playing the husband there. I see.
And then,
Well,
and then we say, 3 on the right, to move away from the shore and that kind of stuff. But I don't know how else you would do it. I mean, she can sit in the back and we could
2
switch. but-
one-person kayaks. That's the way.
I want one. Everybody's telling me though, if I get one, I have to get a sit in. I mean, a get on top of, not a get in because of my back. Because there's a lake near me, and I thought, I'm sick of just hanging here. I could go. I have a truck. I could put my kayak in there and just go kayaking.
Hell yeah.
It's probably good for
Yeah.
me, and even with a bad back, you can do it. I'd like to.
I don't know enough about.
I don't know
I've
either.
done a lot of
I'm
kayaking,
learning. Oh yeah.
but at no point did I learn anything.
You just
Like
enjoyed it.
somebody
About kayaking?
who
It's all
skateboards a
muscle
lot and
memory?
still falls down.
Oh man,
Here's-
we're doing good. We're like cruising too. It's really fun. We're
That's
like, can't
nice.
believe we're
Oh,
going
I
this
want
fast.
one. I want one. This is exciting. That's great.
My buddy and I once bought a
I
couple
don't have
of
any money.
kayaks because we realized that the river that ran near the apartment we were renting went all the way to like another town. I'm talking like 40 miles if you stay on it. And I misread the map and did not understand how rivers work. And it was actually that the current was going the opposite way to what I thought it was the entire
Ooh.
time.
Hate when
And
that
I kept thinking,
Oh,
just around this next corner, when it joins this part of the river, that's when the flow is going to start going in our way. And several hours of uphill paddling into it. We had to call for mercy from my girlfriend at the time. And by the
Ooh.
time she arrived to pick us up at the side of the shore, our arms were like this, and neither of us could unbend them for days.
Really?
Oh, you
Yeah.
poor thing.
I
That-
almost was like
Jeez.
dialing
this?
911.
Like this?
Like I might need an emergency something.
Holy shit. I don't want to hurt myself like
How long did it take?
that.
Like how many days? Like 3, 4 week?
Closer to a week.
Okay.
It was
jeez.
and it was gradual. Like eventually I could go like this and then like this. But it was like it was a long time.
You had to like
before I could
relearn how to
use
use your entire body.
we just damaged our arms from refusing to acknowledge my immediate failure. Anyway,
Well.
kayaking, a lot of fun.
Do you have any like
I'm glad
permanent
you do.
like soreness or anything like that?
No, I honestly thought I could use as an excuse to stay out of the gym for the rest of my life, but I just can't do it
My
without
The
it.
my
only
brother
thing I've
does
been
like
told is-
sea kayaking.
Oh,
What'd you say, Sandy?
Just to get one that you go on top of instead of go
that's
in.
smart.
I just started doing because I have no money, and now that I did my taxes, it's going to be a horrible thing. But
Yeah,
actually,
buy them
for-
used. Buy a used.
yeah,
one.
that's what actually he's in the chat told me, Alan. Yep, I'll look maybe because my girlfriend
Still
Susan, she takes hers and goes wherever she wants. I'm like, that sounds like fun. It does. I need
Yeah,
that.
I was driving. My brother was like, "Hop in the Jeep, I'll drive us." And I was like, "You got crab traps in the back seat and a kayak strapped to the top and a Jeep from like the early '90s." I was like, "You're living the fucking dream, dude." I was like, "Why
I was
do you
gonna
wear
say you sound
shoes?"
rad as hell.
Why
I
do
know.
you
It's
wear
like
shoes?
you got fishing rods in here. Like we're ready for adventure.
We
I
used
just
to
thought it
go
was
to
weird
Norway.
that he like had his clothes on. It wasn't just like in shorts only. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it felt like he was already at the beach.
I want to answer Jules. She asked me if I prefer kayaking in the summer or fall. I like summer and fall. I went out with my ex-husband. I went out canoeing. We went out a lot back then.
Now,
We did a
Matt,
lot of
when you
outside.
kayak with your
Mhm.
sweetheart, do you prefer doing it when it's nice and warm, or when going in the water makes the rest of your afternoon awful? Which do you prefer?
It's always warm here. But yeah, we were talking about
That is a sarcastic batch.
not wetsuits, but what are the other one? Are they called dry suits? Or
There's dry suits.
yeah, it's like a shirt and pants, but it's a wetsuit.
You get them
But
at
I
Yes.
mean, but it's like regular clothes. Like well, I was thinking about getting some
It's
of those.
plastic.
They drain the lake
You're
here.
wearing plastic.
They drain the lake in the winter months, so people repair piers and they can clean it and stuff like that. So can't really get out there.
Right.
It's like the shoreline increases by several yards, and I'm not walking in that shit, that mud,
Gotcha.
whatever that is.
Gotcha.
Because right now we can just push it off a boat ramp right in the water.
Oh, that's lovely.
That is.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's
I don't want a
scary. I would
really
hate to
big
live
one.
next to a lake. It's scary.
I want the smallest. of
Jason
smallest.
Voorhees is gonna fucking come out of that lake any minute
Oh,
now.
I mean, you got to deal with the occasional
Jesus
Voorhees.
Christ.
That's fair.
Once in a while.
That is true. Yeah.
You
Right.
got a
Right.
Voorhees, yeah. Well,
There was a guy who, all right, get this story. They never found this dude. 2 people walked into the woods. 1 came out. They never found the other guy. He's like, I don't know what happened. I can't find him. He's gone. They never found him in my town.
Well, yeah,
What
he
do you think
murdered him,
happened?
right? Yeah.
Well, but where is he though? I mean,
Well, you chopped
Seriously.
up the body and fed it to several wildlife. Hid each part
Yeah.
in
yeah,
separate
we don't have
parts of the
wildlife
cave.
like that. We got squirrels and
Yeah, squirrels will eat like a
armadillos.
thumb.
Armadillos. gotta be
Armadillos might
wild.
eat like a fingernail or
They have
two.
to be
Like
so
you can do
wild.
that.
Andrea, if parts of the body are missing, it's not like the cops go, well, without all the parts, we can't identify
Yeah,
him.
well,
They can
it's just if you
identify like
chop the
one
body
part.
into small enough parts,
That's
eventually all the animals can eat it.
Oh, we've
Really,
been
it's like
watching-
feeding the entire ecosystem.
okay. That's one possibility.
Yeah.
Somebody else?
Yes. Yeah. No.
My thought
nature
was that-
swallows people, man. I would not jump to.
They fell
You
in
think
some
they
hole
could find him?
somewhere to the center of the earth.
No, he's dead for sure.
No,
They-
but
they
I mean,
might
you
find
think they could
skeletons
find
at some
his
point.
remains?
Yeah.
Maybe dogs have
Yeah,
the
and be like,
sniffing
"Holy
if they
shit,
still have a
there's one."
scent. If they still have a scent.
It's been 2 years.
Oh, it'll be on.
some
It'll
like
be
that.
on. It'll be
Not
on a
that big of an area.
true crime show.
You know
Where
what? I'm
did
going
he
to
go?
predict it now. And if they find the guy, you've got to remember that we talked about on Left Past 10. You got to tell me if
will.
I was right or not. My prediction is
All
this.
right.
Died of a medical event while on the hike, while taking a leak away from his friend or some similar, stepped away for a second.
So this is the other thing. They
And they'll
just
find- and
pulled
a hiker-
over.
Really?
They just pulled over fucking random side of the road and walked into the woods, and that was kind of suspicious. They were like, "What were you doing out there?" He's like, "Oh, we just walked in the woods," and they're like, "But why there?"
Oh.
It was murder.
It's
I
gonna
think
be on TV on a YouTube channel.
I think the guy
Documentary.
was never there and had skipped town,
Interesting.
and his buddy was like, "He's gone."
Oh.
Because I
That's
think he
fair,
bailed.
actually. That's a good idea.
I
That's
think
more
he
likely
bailed
than
on
murder.
his whole family.
But I think murder is
Happens
pretty
when you-
likely. I like murder. I mean, as a possibility.
Did you ever see? I think maybe I even talked about this with you guys. Have you ever seen The Leftovers, that show where 2% of the world's population just vanishes? It's a great
Oh,
show.
I
It was a
think
book
I
first.
did.
Yeah.
So
think I did.
one of the guys, there's this like
Yeah.
weird side story. It's so weird. One of the guys, remember Perfect Strangers,
Yeah.
the sitcom
Balky
from the
and-
80s? Yeah,
Never seen it.
Yeah.
not Balky, but the other guy.
Oh, okay. I remember.
The guy, the straight character
Perfect
that Balky
Strangers.
comes to live with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In The Leftovers, that actor faked being one of the departed in the 2% of the people who were, they call him departed. He
Mhm.
faked it,
Ah,
and they found him
Oh, they
like there were internet sleuths that wouldn't believe that he actually disappeared for some reason. They were like in his fan club, and they found him, and he's like, "Just leave me alone." But he was like, they found him reading the paper at a cafe in like South America.
Nice.
It was so funny. It's like that whole, and this happens every now and then where, gosh, I feel like it's happened fairly recently, like last 10 years, where they're like, yeah, we found a guy. Like this guy faked his own death, or maybe he was in South Korea, but like somebody faked dying, or and they actually went AWOL. Does this make sense to you? But like every
Well,
now and
yeah,
then,
Yeah.
there's been a bunch of these I've seen on the true crime shows late at
Oh.
night when I'm going to bed. Where did they go? The husband
Where did
split
they go?
after he killed his wife and 2 kids, and they never found him. And they never found a body. They never found the guy. But this is happening. God damn, I never
Then
knew.
when
I
they
feel like
find
it's
these guys,
easier than
ah,
people think
Think.
to disappear.
just-
You just
Mhm.
have to think about it. Like, don't
Yeah.
use a fucking credit card. Don't drive the same, like,
Yeah.
wear
Go
some
off
clothes, fuck
grid.
your hair up or something, get a
Do you
think
tattoo,
at
like do
some
some
point-
stuff like that.
do you think at some point they're like, I can rest now. I've made it. Or do you
Yeah.
think
Let
they're
them kill
always
5
like
years.
looking over their shoulder?
Well, it
kill
depends
5
on the
years?
crime. It depends on the crime or the reason.
Oh, what if? Yeah, because there might not be a crime.
Yeah, if you just
Yeah.
Right.
leave and like just to get away from some bitch or whatever, like, all right, yeah, probably like a month
Hey,
and a
all-
half, you're fine.
Pay all your debts, all your bills are settled, you've sold everything, and then you go.
yeah.
Let them go.
There's
Who
like
cares?
the people that fake their deaths and leave their lives but haven't committed a crime. They just
Right.
don't. They just don't have the.
They just
chutzpah
can't
to
do it
tell their
anymore.
spouse
Yeah,
that
fuck
they
this
want a
shit,
divorce or
Right.
whatever.
But that
Those
is a
are the
crime,
people
right?
I understand the most. Those like I could see
That's
change my
relatable.
my entire identity to avoid having one awkward conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck that.
Well, there-
I can't face that scene.
I just watched one like that, and the wife's like, "What's the deal?" He went to some island, and they never found him, and they finally found him after about 10 years. She's like, "What's the deal here?" He just left.
I'll just
Life.
tell you right
And it
now,
wasn't
where
any kind of insurance fraud. It was nothing. It was he
Just didn't want to have the we got to break up conversation.
if I
Yeah, that's a
disappear,
hard one, man. That's tough.
if I disappear, this is where you'll find me, living
Okay.
in one of those beach bungalows in Delaware, like right on the beach, just totally fucking like they cost like $50,000 now. You know what I mean? Like I would just
Yeah.
buy one of those because they're gonna get blown away.
Yeah, I was gonna say until
like-
the first storm.
But this would be me not giving a fuck anymore and just checking out and being like, I'm gonna go live there and enjoy the beach while I can. Yeah.
Yeah, just chill on the beach.
Rehoboth Beach. It was always popular for having like I don't know if I would call it a sanctuary, but there was a gay community there. And when I was growing up, Rehoboth Beach was right next to like
love
Ocean
gay
City,
community.
Maryland. And
Yeah, I know.
you
where I-
know, being like cis straight suburban kids were like, that's the gay beach. But like it's also the beach where
like if you step
it's
foot
also
on the
just the
sand,
beach.
yeah.
like
It's also
every
just a
every
beach.
molecule of your body, like that the sand grains
Yeah.
touch, like becomes gay. The
Yeah, I was
moment you
gonna say
step in.
it's like if
Well-
Stephen King was a
Yeah,
bit of a
yeah,
bigot.
the gay
Like,
beach.
Well, what do you think Fire Island is off of New York?
Yeah, well, but
They still
that's
say that.
that's like a designated. This was just
Oh,
That's
where
a designated gay
community
beach.
a community sprung up of retired, people who were tired
yeah.
of being harassed probably and wanted to just
Right.
go live somewhere. But it's also
or
like the
this is a gay
coolest part of
beach,
the
you
beach.
can only play gay volleyball
Coolest.
here.
Yeah.
Honor
Yeah.
Val Kilmer.
The
We have
cool-
lemonade. It's gay lemonade. Is that okay?
R.I.P. R.I.P.
It's got to be pink
65.
lemonade. That's the only difference. It's that.
I thought Val Kilmer passed away already.
Yeah, he did. 65, like
No,
today.
already.
Yesterday.
Like
Oh no,
a
he was
while
very
ago.
sick and he's just tuned out. His kid said, he had cancer.
get
He was
that,
fighting
yeah.
cancer.
They,
And so
he
When
was
did
in
you
the
write that?
newest.
took a step
Top
back.
Gun.
But sad he was young, it's just sad. Yep.
Yeah, he had he was in that Top Gun movie. I
Yeah,
thought
He
he
was
died
in the
right after.
Doors. He was in the Doors movie. He
No,
played
the
Jim
newest
Mul-
Top Gun. They put
Oh,
him in there, and they had his character had aged
right.
like Tom Cruise's
Yeah.
character had aged, in theory. And
It would have been amazing if they would have had Tom Cruise's character age and then they CGI Val Kilmer to still be the same age.
but they used his
Uh,
condition to be as part of the story.
I think that was smart because then you're not asking him to act like he's not hurt. You know, it's like it's a kindness to be like, yeah, just if I lost a leg in the interim time, just write in that my character lost a leg, so I don't have to wear a different prosthetic or whatever. Like, yeah, it makes sense. Holy
so
Andrea's such a gamer. She's
I
not
know.
even playing the US version of Mega Man. She's playing the Japanese version. That's some hardcore stuff. If y'all weren't gaming in the 90s, the Japanese don't f around.
No, I wasn't.
They
I was
don't f
careering.
around. It's like saying she's playing the American version of basketball. Like, it's that's the impressive one.
And we're not gonna
I
say
have been obsessed with there's you know what I mean by sneaker culture, sneakerhead, sneaker culture. There's bricks and heaters. I've been watching this one guy who sits at a counter at the back of the store where people try to haggle over their shoes. They're
Mhm.
either brand new, they've worn them one time, they've worn them a couple of times. They'll bring in huge, like stacks of shoe boxes. Sometimes there's compilations where he's just identifying fake ones, like knockoffs. And it's fascinating because, you know, I've never seen, I've never been I love sneakers. I have a lot of sneakers, but I've never been a part of this aspect of the culture. And I'm just watching them haggle. And then this is amazing. Like all the shoes are like Jordans of some kind, Michael Jordan
Never
shoes of some
imagined
kind.
this.
And then he says, yeah, these are cool. These shoes are cool, but we don't carry a lot of basketball shoes. And I'm like, so all those Michael Jordan shoes are not basketball shoes. It's like I was like,
when it loses.
What is this sneaker culture, huh? Sneaker culture.
Yeah.
yeah,
What's
like
up? I'm back.
sneakers, like shoes, tennis
What's
shoes.
up?
Against
Yeah.
Sandy's command, I've decided to get drunk. So
No, Andrea, I'm
yeah,
going
I'm just
to
having
have
a little bit,
no.
just a little bit.
Oh, hey,
you were
the
peer pressuring
clickbaity
her really
guys.
hard. You were like,
Clickbaity's
"Come on,
rolling
pussy."
in.
All right, let me ask you a question. Should
Hold
we
on,
go
hold on
to
one
the-
sec.
Oh,
Sandy,
who?
one sec. LT9K is telling me I forgot to welcome the clickbaity audience. I didn't know we got rated. Welcome in, clickbaity.
Welcome.
What's up,
Click-
clickbaity?
From Marcus Farrell,
Clickbaity.
Mondale
Hi,
Robinson, and Benjamin
Hell
P.
yeah.
Dixon. Welcome in, everyone. Glad to have you. Okay, Sandy, sorry
guys.
about that.
No, I'm going to say
You were
hello
gonna
to
reprimand
the
Andrea
clickbait.
for drinking.
Yeah,
was
for
going
being
to
a piece of
ask you-
shit.
When do we want to do the outrage portion of the show?
Oh, I'm chronically
I want to rip
outraged.
that. I want to rip
Oh.
that Band-Aid off.
With that video.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it.
You want to? We're gonna.
Okay, we
this
are
is rare.
now-
We're gonna react to a video.
Yes, we
Like
are now
it's
going
probably
to the
serious.
outrage portion of the show.
I
would
want to be
like
clear,
just.
Sandy. Before the show, I thought you were talking about like a streamer, but now I know what you're talking about, and
The
I'm glad
congressman.
you stuck by your guns.
I would have been on. I think everybody would have been on your side if it had been.
Yeah,
fucking-
I was shocked that you.
Because I'm sure that's happening all the time.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Look, Chad, if there's no volume, let me know. But this is a file, so we should be good. Oh, I love the name, Sandy. This video, Sandy titled the video "Fascist." Awesome.
You and
Y'all,
I'll yield
I'm
back
gonna
a
be
little bit
listening.
of my time. A direct quote from Joseph Goebbels. It is the absolute right of the state to supervise the formation of public opinion, and I think that may be what we're discussing here, and yield back.
What? I can't believe
Gentleman
he said.
yields
I
back.
didn't know he would have
Uh,
said that.
This is the
Like,
representative from Texas, McKinney,
What?
in that
Yeah,
area.
there's more, but
Yeah.
like he
undersold
says,
that. You
Well,
and he
let's
can't
undersold
even.
that.
He can't even
Wow.
say Goebbels.
He
Goebbels,
doesn't
Goebbels.
even- well, that
Goebbels-
adds to the legitimacy of it.
he
Like, he's got
was
no idea.
Goebbels was the main propagandist of the Nazi Party, the Reich minister from 1933 to 45. and he
If
was
you
a
want to imagine
divorcee. This is
who
sick
he is
shit.
like, it is his most closely related to Ben Shapiro mixed with Stephen Miller. He'd be those two, basically.
This
An
man-
you know what? Steve Bannon, actually. I take it
Like
back.
when you said he quoted
This
him,
is-
I thought he would have just said the quote and then later
No.
on he'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know that's no." But he said, to quote my best friend, my favorite
Yeah.
historical figure, Joseph Goebbels.
Right. Right.
And-
we need context.
fucking
We're going on and
sane.
on. This may
Yeah,
all
let's-
this may all be egg on our face. So let's
No,
just
well,
be
let's-
absolutely clear. Is he saying that what is he being a dickhead and saying what the Democrats are doing is just like the Nazis?
No.
Or is he
was
saying good
saying
man Joseph Goebbels once said?
That's basically
Yeah, let's play
you
it
know,
again.
using
Watch.
this historical
Let's do the whole
character.
video. We'll play
All
the whole
right.
video. But I just want to make a point. He gets up and walks away. And right after he says, he just leaves. So that's kind of like, you might want to stick around and explain yourself anyway, right? But here, let's watch again from the beginning.
Direct quote from Joseph Goebbels. It is the absolute right of the state to supervise the formation of public opinion, and I think that may be what we're discussing here, and yield back.
Gentleman yields back. With
Yeah.
that, the representative from Texas,
Wow.
Ms. Johnson, is
See, I think they were
recognized for 5 minutes.
discussing
Wow.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I want to respond to what my colleague from Texas just said. When you're quoting Joseph Goebbels about the role of state in the public debate, we have a big problem. Isn't that right, Ms. Jacobs? I mean, that's alarming as hell to me when that becomes the gold standard of Hitler and all that was going on in Russia, in German atrocities during World War II, when that becomes the quote of this hearing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think
I
no
mean, like
matter-
that's it. Like she's a little flustered, but like, how could you not be? Like when your opponent just straight up says like,
can
"Heil
any
Hitler,"
normal-
and
This is
Oh
what
my
we
God.
are. Our country is fucked. I'm sorry.
and
It's
just
not
think
that-
if-
dick way,
how long
folks.
are we going to be here?
Oh,
if you're
on
making a
YouTube?
comparison, like if you're using, okay, first of all, using quotes can come in handy, right? Like just quoting someone to get your point across, creating an analogy, all
I
that
feel
stuff
like there's
works.
people like even in the case like of something like that though, like there's other people that have said the same thing, you know, in the same language in the same way that aren't associated directly with Adolf Hitler, you know. So like when you're choosing that exact guy, it's
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying.
fair,
There's
yeah.
a million
It's
different
This is
ways you could
5,000%.
have made that same point.
But
Yep.
this is the congressman in the United States of America. In all my life, never would I think that they aspire to want to proliferate the views of someone like Goebbels, who was, I mean, terrible. The propaganda
All
was horrible. He was
So we do have egg on our face. So here's the thing. Self, that's the guy, Keith Self, 72,
Yeah.
This is the Daily Beast, referenced Goebbels' words during a House subcommittee meeting aimed at determining whether a censorship industrial complex existed. The Tuesday hearing was held after Republicans claimed that Biden-era policies aimed to stifle right-wing views. So what he was saying there is
Mhm.
that, and I don't agree with this, but what he was saying is that you Democrats are doing what Goebbels did.
Yeah, but he
Right.
You
it-
understand?
And
it-
I
so
mean that's still ludicrous though. Like give me a break.
It
that's-
is
though.
ludicrous,
That's
but it's not ludicrous
ludicrous.
in the way that it seemed, which at
Well, but-
first seemed like he was saying Goebbels, that guy I admire.
right,
said
right.
this.
But
Fair
that-
enough.
you
an
can just as
analogy-
easily dismiss all the quotes by that guy though, right? And like just make your point, right? Like just that's
Well,
why I
no,
was
his
saying like
point-
using quotes and making analogies is helpful in
The
conversation and
Democrats
illustrating
are,
your point, but
since when is the Democrats propagandists like that?
They're
We're
not,
not-
but are we
nobody-
looking
nobody's
for
talking-
are we looking for things that are wrong with what he said generally? Are we just looking for a way to criticize the guy, or was there a specific criticism that we had?
Yeah, like using that quote, like quoting that guy, like
As
making that guy a
using that
relevant part of history in any way instead of
and
just
using it to disparage his
So here's
opponent.
why it concerns me. This
All
what
right.
he's quoted, and now it's for very different reasons. Because they're doing we amongst us understand that these are a bunch of con artists, and this guy
Yeah,
is not. He's not quoting a famous Nazi by accident.
right.
So the question of is he doing it because he's trying to normalize the Nazi, or the other thing is up. It looks like it was the other thing. The other thing being making it seem like it's just normal to call each other Nazis, basically.
that's what I
And the
mean.
reason
Yeah.
Republicans do that, the reason they have always done that, the reason I believe they are coached to do that by the RNC is because they are planning on doing a lot of stuff that's going to get compared to the Nazis, and that's why we should be concerned. So
And
that
are.
their
Yeah.
audience will have heard the controversy we're making now about he called him a Nazi, and they can't do that to Democrats, so that when they get called Nazis for actually doing Nazi, like say treating all immigrants like they're illegal immigrants, or treating illegal immigrants like they're violent criminals when they
He
are not.
basically
It's covered.
it's- let me quote the Nazis to make a point about freedom.
No, it's let me quote the Nazis so that I can call you a Nazi. So that
Yeah,
when I do
it's
Nazi stuff and you call me on it, it just seems like that's
But
how
we have to
politicians
factor in
talk.
though that most Republicans, they don't even need a reason like that though. Like they are just so mind-numbingly stupid. They'll just march along with whatever. So like I don't even think you need the story, but they come up with the stories anyway because it makes them feel like they're putting a neat bow tie on their little charade
Yeah.
there.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
doing it in a
it's
way that says it's sort of like I think it was Steve Bannon was saying something like this recently, but like you can't like it's racist
Quoting
or-
Steve
or-
Bannon. Oh.
Just
Let
say
me put it
No.
like
what kind
this.
of but what kind of democracy quotes a Nazi? I mean,
Well, let me put it
where
like
we've
this. He's
become.
pulling the fire alarm
Yeah.
right now on a
Yeah.
Wednesday
he-
because next
Yeah.
Tuesday he's planning on burning the place down.
It's saying you can't it's offensive to say that I'm being offensive. In short, you can't say that I'm
How
racist
dare you
without me
criticize
saying
me?
that that's a racist thing to do. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so
And it's
to
Yeah, he
draw
wants
on
Texas.
a
ridiculous.
quote from a Nazi
Yeah.
is like I'm gonna do this.
It's
And I
just
think that
so
that is
disturbing.
out of place.
I
He
can't
wants
believe
it to seem ludicrous so that to his audience, to the people that support him, they can feel like it's equally ludicrous. It's not so that anybody believes that the Democrats are like Nazis. It's so that it
Right.
feels ludicrous in
Well-
general. So it just seems like something politicians call each other.
historically, there have been a lot of horrible people in our Congress. I mean, but it's just that I
Including actual
suppose
Nazis.
probably historically,
literally.
but we cleaned up a little bit, didn't we? Clean up, and now it's like okay, full steam ahead, backwards. Yeah,
No, the Southern strategy. We just renamed things. That's all.
yeah, that's right.
Really,
Alan.
I would just
really
want to
a-
remind
a
everyone that
lousy
Adolf
country that we ought to be
Hitler
ashamed of.
got all of his plans from Jim Crow, Southern USA.
And Henry
Right,
Ford.
that's what we've been
Yep.
reading. Yeah. And these guys also, they're crashing the economy of the United States, and because they want to reform the global trading system. And they're saying that it's written, and now they're calling it the Mar-a-Lago not agenda, another word. But anyway, with the tariffs and all, and they're saying that Americans are going to have to feel pain and all. It's just insane. Who takes a perfect
It's the pain
economy?
of
and
Well, keep in
robbing
mind,
us.
being homeless is illegal. You're soon
Yep.
not going to be able to afford rent. Then you're going to be put on the street. Then you're going to go to El Salvador. They're depopulating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry if I put my conspiracy hat on a little
No,
bit.
no, we could, with this,
Really
we
good.
can.
I think
Conspiracy.
we're
watching
swimming in the
shit.
realm of conspiracy here. Like,
I know,
Yeah.
Andrea. Though,
Seems
they're
pretty
talking.
straightforward.
They're
I think
talking
that's
about
exactly what they're doing.
preserving democracy when they've done nothing but erode it. So we're living in the biggest gaslight worse than 1931 when the Bonus Army documentary I did on Sunday. It talked about the veterans. It's just insane to me. Besides what the climate crisis and overshoot, which is completely. Mm,
You know, I never thought that the accelerationists had a very good plan, but we're gonna find out if it would have
That's
worked.
exactly right. I've been saying that. Yeah,
Yep.
like accelerationism, that's the only thing we got left. So boy howdy, I hope it fucking works.
There's some people that are cheering it on and saying, "Good. The faster this happens, the collapse happens.
I'm
the
glad they're
faster
having
that
fun.
the Earth gets to go back to or shake off humans like a flea." But I don't feel quite that way. I don't like this happening, and I don't like this shift. And I feel, all this conspiracy bullshit about the New World Order. And these are the people that scream the loudest about the New World Order are now creating the New World Order.
Although, if you'll recall, what did I say earlier?
Every
They're
fascist
calling
accusation
other
is a
people
confession.
Nazis because they're gonna do Nazi stuff, and they bitch about the New World Order because they have New World Order-y plans. It's
Yeah.
just it's how conservatives function.
They
It's the
wanna
scam they've been running
devalue the
for 200 years.
Can you believe
And it
7
works.
devalue the
million people
dollar?
voted for this?
The absolute dumbest people on earth make up half of American citizens.
Yeah,
and they fall for it because
seriously.
they're
I say way more than
Yeah.
half. Like I think there's,
Animals.
we
That's
underestimate
cool.
how stupid Democrats are too. Like they're just less.
Oh
dangerous.
yeah, yeah. The
Like
second
Republicans
the
are
second
dangerous.
dumbest people on earth make
Yeah.
up the other half of the country, and I'm part of that group.
I suppose
Silly
I am.
asshole.
I'm probably more part of the elitist academia. group.
Ivory Tower liberals.
Yeah, but I was never in an ivory tower. I was in the basement.
I don't support the ivory trade.
No.
Fuck.
Well,
Right.
the smartest people will be protesting nationwide Saturday,
Yeah.
April 5th. The
I'm
hands
in,
off
man.
movement has
I'm
arrived.
going.
And then May 3rd again,
April
over
26th.
and over and over. There's
April
going to be a
26th
whole
on
bunch of
Canadian
these.
Blood. Yeah.
It's going to be
Our-
good.
Yep, at the Peace Bridge, and we got everybody's going to bring their Canadian flags for solidarity, and hopefully, there's going to be Canadians on the other side, and we will. Yeah, it's a big thing. I'll send you the link, Jake. I don't know
Cool.
if they're
Thank you.
having one in your community, but we definitely Buffalo is. I mean, Canada
I
for
believe they
fuck's
have
sake. So we are doing that. I am definitely doing that. And I'm publicizing that one. I'm not talking about anything else I might do. And it's burner phones. Like I said, I'm not bringing anything trackable. Especially
Yeah,
if
like
we're on
that's
the
one thing
border.
also. Like I know we're all a bunch of dorks
Yeah.
that do this internet show, but if you don't have like an internet presence, like please take advantage of that in the incoming
Yeah.
fascism world because they're
Yeah.
going to be monitoring your social medias.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
going to be a big deal. Like depending on like if you're coming into the country, they're going to ask you to, hey, can we please check your tweets before they fucking let you in? Like
Right. And I'm not
Yeah.
bringing any of that.
don't
but-
make the same mistake we did and say a bunch of shit on the internet that's going to be
Yeah.
permanently available forever.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If anybody that
this.
is not your friend asks,
You have one
do
there?
not have social media. It's
Go,
that simple.
Matt.
For the next 4 years. Nope, I don't have social media. Doesn't matter if you do or don't.
Right.
Just anybody who is not a close friend, just tell them no.
Anybody want to look up anyone in the chat or any of the hosts want me to look up a particular area and see where you have a
Just do like a big scan from top to bottom, B-roll style. There's a lot going on over there in Wisconsin. 45? Holy
There's a
shit.
lot of people that are saying, the younger people that are saying it's going to have to be some kind of bloody counter revolution in this country if it gets that bad with the younger folks.
That's the thing, young folks, like, like
They're not
even
gonna
younger than
put
me,
up
like
with
I know
all
I'm
this.
the resident young person on this show, but even younger than me, like have nothing, no prospects, no inheritance, no future job market,
Nothing
no
to lose.
planet. There's nothing.
Nothing to lose. So maybe my friends here talking about this stuff are right. I mean, I'm older, you're going to see me out on the street in a counter revolution with what, my Sith and
Yeah,
my Sith and go
absolutely.
Yeah. First I gotta fix my garden.
This
Oh,
map is
shoot.
wild.
Yeah, it is. You're showing it where everybody. Fuck. Hang on. I got it. Okay.
I love interactive maps. I found an interactive map I was showing the other day that's all the sheriff counties that are or county sheriffs that are collaborating and deputizing right-wing militiamen to collaborate with ICE. And I was like,
Oh, Jesus
it was a
Christ.
very well-made map. I really hate that it exists, but Colorado, of course, is decked. I am shocked that we have some in South Carolina.
That's right,
It's
Orb.
nuts.
I'm
Because
gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
like this place, Anderson,
Yeah,
I mean, what are there going to be like 2 people there?
you don't know till you show up. Show up with a hat.
That's a good sign, though.
glasses.
Sweetheart,
It is. It's all
show
over.
up, you will double the protesters. You'll
Okay,
be part of the
volunteer
fastest growing
organized.
protest movement in the country.
A lot of them are being organized by Democratic volunteers and progressives and all over. I know what's happening here, Yeah.
Yeah,
We're just
this is
not we're not
This is mobilize.us
Seneca.
hands off.
Where's Seneca? Where's this one? Seneca fights. Oh, that's Seneca, South Carolina. Okay.
Mm.
Very cool. This is great. This could be, I think people are going to be out on the streets. I said it on my show all summer in the States.
Tomorrow, I have a guest coming on who has a grassroots movement doing teach-ins, providing resources and toolkits for how you can organize your own events. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just somebody was like, hey, Matt, check out this post on Blue Sky. It's just somebody doing this, like taking it upon themselves to doing this. It's very organized. And I was like, come on the show. Got to come on and talk about it. It's a big deal. So I'm going to try and give them some
That's
airtime
one of
tomorrow.
the other things too with why Elon bought Twitter is because it's harder to find some of the stuff that people are
Yep.
doing.
Oh my God, Twitter. So, okay, I went to Twitter like a month ago and I'm like, how come I'm logged out? And I was like, wait a minute, I don't have an account anymore. It just didn't work. And I was like, oh, they got me. I didn't get an email or anything. It was just gone. I was like, well, okay, fuck it. And then,
Really interesting.
and then Jesse Dollamore texted me a link to Twitter, article on Twitter, and I went, or like a post, and I went there, and I logged right in, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm back up.
You're back in.
So I just put up that fucked up image of Cenk Uygur that I drew recently, and was like, I'll just put this up here and contribute to the vitriol that's going on.
Yeah, just do a drive-by. You just show up, you just shoot the thing, and then you just fuck off.
Did you see that drawing that I'm talking about, Jake, by any chance?
No. I'd love to have a gander.
I am so silly. I just like delete shit when I'm done with it. It's like my own
Yeah, you don't
art,
need it
and I
anymore.
don't even
Fuck this.
fucking care. I
Yeah.
just chuck it. I drew. The way I want to do art now for the quote unquote online left is to keep it vague and open to interpretation. I want people to look at it and go, is he making fun of me? Because normally it's like if they see it coming from me, they're like, this is definitely going to be in my favor. And I don't want it to be that clear anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's like a phase I'm going through.
This is
So-
Letter Hack Unhinged.
So I drew
But
this.
definitely, with shows that have co-hosts, you could.
I love
what
it.
the-
Look at that. Oh
Ah!
my God. That is so brilliant. It's hilarious.
I got to look out for
It's
who's
so
the Judas Jank here.
Top right.
Yeah. All right.
Did you show? Oh, I wonder if Antonio saw that. That's good.
Yeah. So
Oh,
anyway, I'm
you're
keeping it
funny.
vague. I want people to look at
You're
it and go,
funny.
is this an insult?
You're funny.
Yeah, I think that's funny as hell.
Yeah. You are funny.
But yeah, fucking
Yeah.
Twitter just shut me out, and I was like, "Am I
Yeah, that
supposed to
shit
be
just doesn't
insulted?"
fucking work. Like
What do you
it just
mean
like
shut
every
you
once in
out?
a while it breaks completely, you
I didn't
know.
have an account,
Oh,
but I was fine with that.
I just deactivate, and then if I want to come back, I come back. I did today. I don't look at it anymore like I used to because it's the manufactured outrage, and I really can't stand to see what these crazy people are writing. I look,
It's
but
really
it's
at
like,
this
oh my
point it
god,
is like an alternate reality. I
it
do look
is
at Twitter like once a week or so,
like an alternate
maybe
reality,
you know, a little bit more than that. I'm once a week. I'm not that good. But
right? But it is.
like it's just like they live in like it's a totally different universe. It's bizarre. It's so
Yeah,
strange.
I'm
You
telling
know,
you.
I will say there will be one satisfying thing to come out of this span of time that we're in, which is when we are in a raider gang with the survivors scrounging for scraps of water in the wastelands. We will be able to talk to a bunch of idiots that were falling for this stuff right now. And
I'll be
Hardy, I
dead.
told you so.
I'll be dead.
I can't wait.
I
I'm gonna
don't
make
think-
them cry.
No,
Those bastards.
Oh yeah, Sandy's gonna be dead. She's gonna go out fighting like a hero. I'm gonna be a bang boy
Mad
on the hood of a
Max.
car.
I think
They
it's
What
gonna
is
be
only,
Mad
what is a
Max,
bang
baby.
boy
me
exactly?
occasionally. Matt, frustratingly, will be an entertainer still doing a podcast.
I
And-
wanted to. I was hoping you were going to say Matt's going to be a general, like
Oh, no,
leading
no,
a
no, no,
resistance,
no,
like a rebel.
Andrea's not going to
general.
let you be a general in her army. There's no way she's going to hold a grudge about
I
something
see.
petty.
I'm gonna be a secret agent. I'm gonna be everyone's gonna think I died. I'm gonna show up like 17 years in and then totally change the landscape.
Be like, she walked into the woods.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
That was it.
yeah,
God
yeah.
damn.
10 years later,
Yeah,
Brought it
yeah.
full circle.
double agent.
Okay. So did I tell everybody what the billionaire on the left told everybody to go buy shit now, get it stock up right now before these places have time to rack up the prices and then blame it on the tariffs?
Are we talking about Mark Cuban?
Yeah,
Noted. He's an anarcho-communist. Is that right?
I don't
He's
know what
a
he is.
super lefty.
I don't know
hardcore
what
lefty.
it is. All he did, he said, because between the
Billionaire.
tariffs and then the abuse that will happen when the prices will be marked up more than would be sufficient to cover the tariffs, we're going to be ripped off in so many different ways. So we should stock up. I stock up anyway. I prep. I always have
Oh yeah.
a lot, but I don't have a lot of canned stuff. I ate a lot of it all
You
winter.
gotta can
so-
it up.
I know, but I have to grow it. I'm tired. Oh, my garden's a mess. I
So-
don't have enough help.
Buy seeds now is what I'm hearing. And
Yeah.
B, the
Lots of seeds.
oligarchy getting worse is going to be what makes people realize there is an oligarchy. In fact, that's like a commonly used phrase now. When my channel started, it was not, to give you a timeline of how things are going. Not unlike fiction where there are vampires that are found to be real. Once that happens,
She
there's
said it.
only one option for the oligarchy to continue surviving, and it is what's currently happening, which is they take over the government. Now, interestingly, if you read Tom Hartman's book on
Mhm.
neoliberalism,
Mhm.
you will find that just about, interestingly enough, 40 years after every country starts adopting neoliberal policies, we started in the 80s, by the by, it switches over to fascism. And when we get out of this, if we are able to get out of this, we might be looking at actual criminal charges for the oligarchs. And my hope is that our mob mentality really fires up all at the same time, and that the Republicans and the Democrats, before we kill each other, as is only correct, we first get these mother rich pricks. And I'll give you Mark Cuban, I'll give you George Soros. I won't be there to defend them. You just make sure we get that surviving Coke and all the others.
Oh my God. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We wake up every day as something different, but you have to step back, because I noticed when I was getting better from my surgery, all I was doing was being on social media, getting angry and outraged, and that was not good for healing, but I couldn't do anything else. So I'm not doing that right now. Not as much. I'm actually educating myself on what's going on, but not participating in so much outrage. It's
That's
not
the
good.
thing. Yeah, you can keep educated without getting into like the 9 hours of Twitter arguments and like yelling
I
at
don't
people
do
in
that.
YouTube
I
comment
just get
sections. And well, I mean, I'm
no.
just talking about everyone. You know?
Oh, right. I was just getting angry and then not knowing where to put it, frustrated, angry, overwhelmed,
Yeah.
angry. When you hear, the president, I mean, none of them have ever told us anything that was remotely totally true, but this one just happens. I mean, it's like listening. I feel like
It's
I'm
absurd. It's another universe.
bizarre.
It's like a
Yes,
fucking. It's the vortex
biz-
into another dimension. You know?
freaking bizarre. Oh, I
Been
don't
trying
listen
to
to
have
him. I couldn't listen to him today.
conversations with right wingers where I'm actually
Yeah.
like trying to persuade, versus like just the overall net benefit to society of talking to them honestly. And I don't think anybody ever talks to them honestly. I think we got effed into this faux politeness. But like
Yep.
we got
Yep.
I'm at a place right now where when I talk to a conservative, I'm like, so you have no idea how the government works. All right.
Yeah.
So you're a fucking idiot. I
right?
understand. No, I get
Yeah,
you said
you're
you
just
voted
a
for
fucking moron.
Bush twice. Yeah, you're a fucking moron. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
None
why do they vote for all these like billion? You
because they
notice
are
that.
easily conned, because
They're so
they're
easily
mouth
conned.
breathers, because they are stupid and they're evil. You cannot con these people without them being evil.
Like there's the quote from like the vets that are
They
getting
offer
fucked
it's awful.
over. Well, I thought they were supposed to go after the other people.
Yeah,
And it's like, give me
because
a
they're
fucking
small
break.
enough creatures,
I don't know if
these
it was
conservatives, that to them,
psychotic
hurting somebody
narcissism.
else is what you bribe them with, and they're willing to let you get away with all kinds of crimes as long as you hurt somebody else in the doing so. Awful creatures living amongst us, crawling through the filth, spreading it around. These Republicans are, and I don't think there's anything redeemable about them. That's why I've been taking a little break, because I honestly believe that, and that's
They're
what they want.
irredeemable human
Whoever the
fucking
they
garbage.
with the capital T is,
Trump
this
supporters,
is how they
Trump
want
voters.
lefties behave.
That's the thing. Like you can have
This
the
is the
plausible
unhelpful thing
deniability with
that
Trump
basically is.
round one.
Hold, Andrew. Sorry, Jake.
Yep.
Finish that thought.
Yep.
No, I just
How
you
how
know
is
how
it
much
they want people behaving?
the awful regard I hold conservative voters in, and the way I'm speaking about them right now. This is exactly like I am falling for it as well. That's part of the
Oh.
problem. They
Right.
want us doing that.
They want that fighting.
They do.
In
The
fighting.
problem is I sincerely hold those beliefs, so I'm gonna have to change.
Sorry, Andrea.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Trump round one. You can make the argument, oh, I don't pay attention, blah blah blah, whatever excuse in the
Mhm.
book. When you vote for this guy a second time, you're
Yeah.
just a fucking
Or a
jackass,
third time?
moron, fuckface motherfucker.
Yeah.
It really, there's not much else to it.
I
There's
don't
no
see them as people.
chemistry
that's a
about
problem.
it. There's
Right.
no
Help me
scientific
better.
figuring it. It's just you're a dummy. You're an easily
Yeah.
conned, stupid fuckface motherfucker.
Well,
You
the
are
re- a
such
lot
a
of the-
victim yourself
Yeah,
that you're
but
causing us to get robbed too. And if it was
That's
just
the
you
thing is it's
yourself
easier
over
for them to
conservatives,
scam other people
No.
than to admit
No.
like, hey guys, I think I got scammed. Because we also live in a society where people are afraid to like show any vulnerability. So to admit you got scammed is to like beg
Yeah.
for forgiveness from everyone you've ever met, and people can't do that. So they'd rather
They-
just perpetuate the
they're-
garbage for the rest
Yeah,
of their lives.
but
They-
it's also more than that, Andrea. It's that they are inherently deep down inside very racist and stupid.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
yeah,
I've
absolutely.
had the one man, white man, 60, 65 years old, said, "Oh no, I think Trump would be much better for the country." And now I want to know what that motherfucker is thinking right now when
They
he's
are awful
losing
wretches.
everything.
who are the descendants of awful wretches from a long line of awful wretches that I
Oh.
wish I
The
wish
line
we
is
would have
so
had rifling
long.
and muskets for the Union back in the day, so we didn't have to deal with this. But we
Look,
do.
I
I'm
got a
gonna
picture. I'm
go
gonna
ahead
pull
and
it
say
up and
this.
show you.
I am,
See.
and gang, everybody listening on my channel right now,
Uh-oh.
I'm
Right.
a jackass on the internet
Oh,
wearing
boy.
a hoodie on a show. This is stupid. It's not useful. It's not going to change anything to be angry at these people. And in fact,
No, how about just discuss
the
it?
reason these people are encouraged to consume things like Nazi Nick Fuentes and all that is so that they are so abhorrent that we can't talk to them. It's so that they get isolated. You guys should make it your standard to be better than me. And if you ever find yourself acting or talking like I just did, shut the fuck up, because it's not helpful, and you're actually hurting the cause, and we don't have time for that. On a related note, guys, I'm going to go try to become a better person, and I'm going to fail again, but I'm going to keep trying until I become a decent enough person to talk into a microphone for a living. But
I
I'm all
agree
out
with
of
everything.
fucks
So
for the evening. I know,
Yeah,
and that's a problem. We have to stop. we have
Yeah.
to be better.
But
I
Jake,
disagree.
As a matter of
Go
strategy,
deeper. We got to go
have to.
deeper into the rage, and we gotta unlock the 8
We
gates.
gotta pull it out, man, so we can. You get
Yeah,
enough emotion, and that's when people march. That's when people fight. That's when it gets to be. Do you think that we're going to all, if they're saying they're going to inflict pain, do you think people have anything to lose?
I don't have.
There's
I
so
have a lot
there's
to lose.
so few of us in the realm of American voters that actually even have the slightest sense of what's going on. I'm not even talking about
Yeah.
agreeing about what to do, but are
I
even
know.
aware of how
Right.
the U.S. government functions.
No.
That it's a moot point.
No.
It's just a moot point. We have to grow that, I think, from where we're standing, and we certainly don't grow that by behaving the way I behave. So
yeah, but Jake,
You're too
Jake,
high.
that's
You don't
not
need to
your.
be so
Hold on,
self-deprecating.
hold on.
like,
Yeah,
you know.
that's
Real
too
quick,
high.
real quick.
that's legally
Jake, there's
covering my ass in addition to being self-deprecating.
there's a
It also has to be
difference.
true.
Fair.
There's a difference between reaction and behavior. This is not your behavior that you're criticizing yourself for. It's a reaction that you wish you didn't have, but is totally justified because one, it could be worse, and two, everyone feels this way right now.
You know?
Like, there's not a person out there who isn't on both fucking sides who isn't like being, feeling it's toxic. And
Mhm.
there's not a single being among us who is exempt
No.
from toxicity. Okay, it happens. That's why it's called toxic. So it's
Mhm.
totally, and you realize it. And so it's like they say, like,
That's one saving grace.
some people are like, I think I'm going insane. And they're like, well, that's a sign that you aren't, because you wouldn't be saying that if you were. You wouldn't be aware of it happening as it's happening. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I think you're safe, but Andrew is right, a little too self-deprecating. But on the other hand, we do
Well, I
have to
love
keep
being
ourselves.
self-deprecating, and I'm saying that, so factor that in.
Yeah, I mean, so that's huge. But we do have to check ourselves. I mean, that's
Yeah.
for sure. I've been having segments.
I do.
I've been
Yeah.
having segments where I'm inviting. I've had one so far, but I'm planning others where I have guests on. It's called The Real Deal, right? Which is a funny name. But I just want people to come on and check and try and rein in my own cynicism, like, because I'm saying,
Oh, good.
here goes the mainstream media again, talking about all these supposed fuck around and find out Trump voters who are regretful, and they don't even exist. It's all made up. This is all bullshit. And like, we do this thing as like progressives and lefties where we start to build up this false reality on our own, and I need people to come in and talk me through it. Like, when, for one other example unrelated to Trump voters, when Harris picked Walz as her running mate, we said that's progressive. Well, he is, but that doesn't mean her campaign is now going to
That's
be
the
super
thing.
Right.
They
progressive.
fucking
But
picked
everyone
him
ran with it.
specifically so he would get off of TV, so that people would say, like, hey, why isn't Kamala like this guy I see on TV? So they got the guy on TV to go off of TV so that Kamala wouldn't have to look bad in comparison.
But so that's what I mean. We all got to find someone in our lives who can talk it out with us, but also keep us firmly grounded in reality, because when
My
we
brother
when,
does that for me.
when we begin to let ourselves say everything we're thinking, that can't be good all the time. And it keeps us from saying things that matter and that will make a difference. And so anyway, I think that we all have people like that. Sandy, it's your brother. For me, it's, bringing on guests and doing it on air and in the hopes that people can benefit from this. But I do kind of think those regretful voters, it's like you fuckers in the mainstream media just want to talk about MAGA year round all the time.
Like, that's the thing with the regretful
much
voters.
going
Like,
on.
I hope they get their shit together, but I have no intention to believe that they will. And so, like, I also, like, at the end of the day, they're probably going to vote for the scam artist a fucking third time when he runs again in 2028.
That's
and
the thing.
they're
Yeah,
just
and I
gonna
say that
fucking-
too. Yeah.
Like that
If
one
he's
guy was like,
alive.
my wife got deported, but I'd still vote for Trump. Like, it's like, okay, well, what the fuck? I don't know what else to say.
They're in
They're
a
just
cult.
voting against
I feel like
Democrats. Really.
Trump bent me over
'cause
on
we're
the podium
Nazis.
and called me a little bitch boy, and he put 2 fingers inside me and said, "Squeal, piggy," and I didn't want to, but then he choked me a little bit, and I did squeal, and then the whole country was looking and laughing at me, and I hated that he did all that, and so I'm gonna only vote for him this 4th time, and I'm only gonna cheat a little bit for him.
How many
Hey,
times have they
the-
voted for Putin
and-
now?
If it was
you-
Biden up there, he would have gone up to the 3rd knuckle for sure, and Trump only got me with 2.
Damn.
So-
Do you think that having it's hardcore? And it's like literally in the category of hardcore. But do you think that that having okay, let me throw this out there because I was like, I don't know. Does having, let's say somebody was seriously trying to introduce presidents being able to have like a third
Put this
term
up.
or just 6 years instead of 4-year terms, just have them in office longer. Do you think, because there'd be consequences, you would have more time to enact what you wouldn't normally get done in 4 years time, right? Do you think that would result in higher voter turnout, getting people who don't
I don't
currently
even want
vote
to
to vote?
entertain the idea. I don't even want to make it part of regular conversation. Because
So you think 4 years would you do less?
I
Why?
don't
Why
even
4?
wanna
What's
talk
so
about-
sacred about 4 years, though?
right now?
I like
because
the
that's what
1-year
it has
system.
been.
Yeah.
Can
I
you
mean,
put
like-
all right.
gaslighting?
I'll give it to you historically. FDR is why, because he 2 terms. I mean, because he could have been in for basically an infinite amount. Oh wait, FDR, no, he died. But
Yeah, he was 1 year into his third term.
past presidents setting the precedent. George Washington choosing not to be president for life simply because that's the way it has been done.
Yeah,
Going
so that's
forward, that's the way it ought to be done.
But so that's what. Well, and I mean, I've
Because
just
there's
automatically.
nothing honest about Trump, and
I
to
just
have it as part of
automatically-
the conversation makes it seem nuanced, and there is no nuance.
No, I
He's
get it.
just
Not
trying to be a dictator.
Don't think about it in terms of Trump. Just we're down the road, or maybe in the past. Who knows? Just in terms of a president having
I believe that the
4-year
1-year
terms.
system with a snap election season where it's like, or like a snap election, I like that they do in the UK, where it's like you can just have an election with like 2 weeks
Yeah.
notice at any time.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But
So-
also like a 1-year system where it's like you're always campaigning, but you always have to be on your shit. Like 2 years is too much to get away with bullshit, as we see with the House.
Okay, so a lot of people are talking about this particular topic right now, term limits and everything, and no one has brought it up in terms of
Term limits.
think about it. If there was a president who, like we have now, that's just like a wrecking ball, all demolition, no carpentry, the people who don't vote would be more inclined to think, because we wish they would think this now, they may be more
Right.
inclined to think, man, I really should be fucking voting because we could have avoided this, right? Like
I
6
don't think
years,
that's-
consequences of 6 years could be worse. Or, I mean, if under the right president, 6 years could be like, oh, wow,
No.
yeah, that was awesome. He did so much more with the extra 2 years.
The people that don't vote now have no understanding of any of this. So you could
No,
tell
but
them
would that trigger it? You know what I mean?
no, because they
Like-
would have an equal understanding of none of it. They're
Jake,
not
can I
gonna-
ask you a question? What
They
do you
don't
think of this
understand-
comment? All the MAGAs
any-
won't change until they are the ones losing their jobs, losing their health care, and living under a bridge.
They won't change.
Even then,
Yeah.
lots of them
They won't
still
change.
won't see it.
They won't.
Yeah, I agree 100% with the comment. As of now, what my
Wow.
tentative thoughts are that we need to take that jackass culture, that scum culture from the bottom of America's boots, and the country music listening, don't date my daughter types, and we gotta take only the good things out of it and show these people a path forward where they can keep those good things. They don't have to stop listening to country music. They don't have to stop drinking moonshine. But what
But
they
they
can't
should.
do is be bigots.
So do you think
That's what we have
that
to do.
despite
Actually, not even that. Not even that. They just have to stop voting Republican. We need to disassociate the Republican Party
I
from the
wish we
culture
had-
they hijacked.
I wish
Because
we
that
had
culture is full of the
third
dumbest
party.
fucks in America. And there's 70 million of them.
They like let's also be honest about it too. They voted for a pedophile rapist. Like 70 million people are pro
Well, to be fair, it's
pedophile,
just because they
pro
wanted to vote
rapist.
But they
for
don't
someone where they
believe it.
recognize some of themselves in it. You know,
They don't believe
Exactly.
it, though. They don't believe it. And a lot of these, the QAnon people hold this thinking that the turd is going to recover all of the children that have been trafficked. That's current.
Do
I
they
t-
still think that? Really?
Yes, I
haven't checked into
talked to
QAnon in a
s-
while.
no, I talked to a person who thinks this recently.
All right. Well, tell
So
them to
they're-
put a gun in their mouth. You know what? I take that
So
back. Don't
look
do that.
at-
Don't do that. I'm
okay,
gonna go. put a
let's
joint
let's
in
at
my
least
mouth
try
and
to
chill
steer
out.
the conversation
That's
towards
fair,
something
that's
more
fair.
productive and less.
Yeah,
I mean, because
yeah.
this isn't even really doomer in the traditional sense, but like,
No,
I
like,
love
this is current event commentary on
well, it's
the.
processing for sure, and
It's
that's
just
fine.
my
But
frustration with a voting block, which I've
It's
tried
okay.
with gentlemen before.
so
and,
You're
besides
working it
voting,
out.
they are getting upset at town halls and stuff. There's
Yes.
evidence of that, right? Like we have video of that. We've seen that.
yeah, there's
and,
always though. There's
and-
always.
and
They
okay.
pretend like they give a as soon as somebody says a racial slur, they'll say, "That's our guy." You know what? I'm not being productive. Gang, I'm sorry.
No,
I had about
I mean, you
about
should
an
see
hour
what
of
was on
pretending to be a
Twitter.
decent human in me, and
No, this is the good stuff. I like this.
I'm out of it. No. Here's the deal.
I
It's
understand if
fun
you
with
don't wanna do
guys,
it.
but then in an hour I'll feel bad that I said these things. I feel great about it right now.
stop
I
it.
mean it all 100%
That's why
right now.
we are.
But I
we are
will feel bad in
free-
an hour.
We
and I
are
won't mean it
a
as
That's
much.
fair. That's fair.
free flowing show.
Exactly.
And so you said what you said and you got it out. And I see it spurs conversation in the chat. So stop. Why are you apologizing?
I guess I would say this. It's okay to feel those things, I think. But it's not okay to, you know what? Yeah. It's not okay to get in front of a microphone and say those things. So I withdraw all my earlier comments.
But if you get behind
Wait,
the microphone
still
and
mean
it
'em
can still
100%.
kind of pick you up and hear
But I
you
also
when you speak and it bounces off the walls, then
Okay,
you're
who-
free to go.
Well, I
we
don't-
need-
I-
we
and
need a
I don't-
poll.
I don't think it's hopium or unrealistic of me to say that while Republican voters are upset at their congressman and assuming that they voted for populist stuff because they unwittingly are for progressive policies, that we could persuade them to join in, you know,
Some people-
pestering their
yeah.
elected officials to
Oh,
co-sign
absolutely.
certain policy or
Mhm.
you know,
We
get
should try.
behind certain things and
No, I
move
don't
the
think that's
fucking needle
hopium.
as opposed to, you know, just yelling, "Hey, you said you were going to deport or you said you were going to fire people who deserve to be fired, not my daughter or whatever, or you were going to deport people who
Veteran.
weren't in my family." And you know what I mean? Like
Like,
I think there is a way
Mm-hmm.
to do that. I'm not the expert on it, but I look at somebody being angry and I think, how can we use that? You know what I mean? Like, how
Sure.
can we use that shit? Because the number one
And
goal
make
is to
some good
constantly pull
videos.
people left.
Good way to think about it. I don't think y'all have chosen to pick up on this, though. I'm going to head out. I love you all very much.
I have
Thank
chosen
you.
to pick up on it.
Jay,
and
she
feel a
did.
No, let me
certain way.
rephrase
He
this.
did 10
Matt
minutes ago.
definitely knows I was trying to skedaddle, and he's being a good
Absolutely,
show
and
host
I'm
and keeping
pulling
me
you
honest.
back in.
Jakes it.
But I'm
We'll
gonna
do-
I'm gonna
we're
do
gonna
I'm
have
gonna
to
do
do
a
a
call to Jakes
poll.
it. I love it all.
If Jake leaves
I'm out.
now,
Listen
then
to Matt, not
bad,
Jake tonight.
insert bad thing. All right.
It's
Jakes
11:27 p.m. on
it.
the East Coast. That's your Jake's it for the week.
That's for the month.
Thanks for coming on, Jake.
No, but I agree.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I agree in the sense that I'm a little upset. Letterhack didn't think Jake would be the one to do it this time. Letterhack thought it would be me, and turns out wrong. It was Jake.
You know, Andrea, being anonymous is not such a bad thing, actually, not showing your face anymore. We should all just be avatars now.
I don't need.
Oh, when Carlos was on A Difficult Truth, when Carlos was
Yeah,
on, we were joking ahead of time about all of our cameras, about turning all of our cameras off except for him, like as a prank.
Yeah.
But then his camera went out, so Andrea's was already out, so I turned mine out. And then
Remember?
the next day on his show, he said,
thought it
my
was real,
camera
yeah.
went out, and somebody said all of them did, and he was like, yeah, that was weird. And it was like, no, that was not weird. It was our
It was
prank.
very weird, actually. It was quite
Well,
honestly, I
prank.
would argue it was bizarre. I would frankly go that far.
Bizarre.
Bizarre
Mm.
is where
All
Pretty
right.
good prank.
Where are we going next? Before I'm the next exit.
I don't have anything planned to talk about.
I don't know. I think I got everything I wanted covered, or to talk about, or to bring out. I mean, there's tons more.
This is a great show. I think Left Past 10 is it's maturing. It's hitting that point where you never know what's going to happen. Is Andrea going to do the death threats, or is Jake going to do the death threats? Next week it might be Sandy. And
Did you hear that shortly after her colleague concluded his record-breaking speech, meaning Cory Booker, Senator Shaheen voted to confirm another Trump nominee, Matthew Whitaker, for NATO ambassador. In addition to being Trump's former acting attorney general, Whitaker has no foreign policy experience. Senator Shaheen voted for him anyway. Yesterday's vote was the 10th time that senator has voted to confirm one of Trump's nominees.
That is fantastic.
If you want to focus your anger and your energy,
Gene Shaheen, huh?
you can do it to voters, or you can do it to people like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, are you on our side or not? You're a Democrat just blindly fucking
New
voting,
Hampshire,
or
too.
they're just allowing him to get all his people in there. It doesn't matter. They've done it 10 times.
But yet she's sitting here saying the message from this administration is increasingly clear. They do not care about you. This was her quote. She just had a post. So why
now? Now that she's being called out by Indivisible and everybody else,
are they threatening her? Is the mob in the White House threatening people? Because
what I'm saying is, I'm sorry, I don't want the point to be missed here. We can get mad about voters, and that goes where? If we don't think they're going to change, okay.
Where does it go?
What's that going to do?
One, it feels really good. It's
commiserating is a healthy act. But listen, commiserating is one thing. But if you want to get pissed off and you want to rage and you want to have a camera and a microphone, fucking do it to the Democrats who are in office, who are not fucking doing anything.
I think we can shit on both groups of people.
Yeah, me too. But I'm saying at some point, if you're not doing the one that I just brought up, then I agree. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Walk and chew gum. Yeah.
Yep.
I would, for the record, I would never say do not walk and chew gum on anything, even especially literally walking and literally chewing
gum. If anything, Letterhack would say jog, play tennis, do whatever while also chewing gum. In fact, chew multiple pieces of gum. Like sometimes it can be a jaw workout and you get 7 or 8 sticks of gum in your mouth. That can be pretty rough.
I say piss in a river, but you do whatever you want, really.
Piss in a river.
But there's plenty of progressive. Oh, hey, Difficult Truth is in the he's
Hello.
our 867th moderator.
I watched his
Nice.
show the other day.
But no, there's a lot more like you're going to see progress if you keep pestering elected officials, even if they're do-nothings, because they may just get scared or fed up
Yeah.
and quit. And
I
then
pester mine. I call all the time.
that's what
all
they're
the
there
time.
for, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm talking to like Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham. Oh, I know
I'm
they're not going to do
talking to-
anything, but they know my name. They must. I am. Every time AARP is like, do you want to write a letter about saving Social Security? I'm like, let's fucking do it.
Do you like start your phone calls with, "Hey, it's Matt from the Letter Hack, and I'm just calling to say, hey,
No.
you motherfucker, how about you start doing something for once in your goddamn life?"
I
I
say
call
my
and tell 'em
name,
I'm a-
address. I'm a constituent,
You
and
say
I
your
would like
address,
you
uh-huh.
to vote on this. I would like you to vote against this. I would like you to co-sign this. I would like you to
Do you
stop doing this.
call? Do you call the office?
When I call, yeah.
Yeah, because I call and I talk to the guy that answers. He talks to me and I tell him,
Oh,
I
so
am
many
a
answers?
yeah, in Langworthy's office in DC.
I'm
And
doing
I say,
voicemail.
I am a Republican constituent of yours. But then I spew out the progressive thing that I'm upset or concerned about that he needs to think about. This guy is so into that whole bullshit Canada fentanyl story that where there's like it's like
God,
such a it's bullshit. It's such bullshit. It's all
so weird.
the whole thing is a geopolitical restructuring of is why Trump
They're just trying to
Orangeburg
fuck
wants
the whole
things.
board up. They're flipping the goddamn
They're
table.
playing Risk. Yeah.
Hey, good to see you, Carlos. Thanks for coming
Hi,
on last week. That
Carlos.
was fun. Had a good time. Yeah, we got to get him back on. That was good.
Yeah.
Carlos, look for a DM from me on Discord. I want to get you on the show soon for something. My question to all my guests now is prime time or mornings? What works best?
Why
And
is morning? Why is it not morning and evening? Why is one prime time?
I mean, I don't word it that way, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm not like, would you like to do prime time in all caps,
Oh, why?
gold colored font? Or just
Prime
morning, all lowercase?
time.
Yeah, prime time. But the people when
Singing
I
is
the
great.
people when I ask, like, would you want to come on in the morning? I do Tuesday and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. I do not hear back. There's been 3 recent emails where they're like, yeah, I'd love to come on. Yeah, let's work something out. Yeah, maybe
don't
this
wanna do
week.
the
And I go,
morning?
would you want to do the morning shows? And it's like, done. Like,
Wow.
okay, geez.
Well, at least you're doing it. I'm
What
barely
happened?
keeping up with getting my guests. I got
5
April
days a week.
booked. I know it's too much for me.
Well, Monday was a cop out for me. I had 3 guests on. I invited 6. I had 3 show up,
I
which
think
was awesome.
I thought
And I
Monday's
said,
show was really. I thought it was quite honestly was unhinged.
you
There
guys
was
have
this
to.
lunatic playing video games and screaming and ranting and raving in the corner. It was really hard to watch on Monday.
I was drawing, and I said, I need you guys to carry the show for me because I'm gonna look down and draw, and I can't keep an eye on the chat. I can't make conversation. I was like, you guys just carry the show. And it was Adrian, Cosmopolitics, and Andrea.
I saw.
And
I
so
saw.
well, watch out, Sandy, because I might invite you on. I just want people to come on and like make my content so I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, see, now you get it. You're evolving to your final
Oh my
form.
God, you're funny.
I just get to draw.
Rack in the super chat.
Yeah.
Don't
Get
pay
to
all the
draw
real
it.
workers.
I got a great guest. Hey, Sandy, do
Okay.
you have any guests coming up?
Oh yeah.
got?
Well, I'm working on Karen Perry, who is been with me before from the post Doom movement. I've got Paul Beckwith coming on with me, who is a climate scientist from Ottawa. And I've got who's on with me? Paul, and then I've got Jen and I are doing the birthday show because our birthdays are in the same week. So the 11th is Jennifer Hines at my birthday show. So yes, I'm busy trying to book
Excellent.
my friends, but trying to book interesting people for Fridays. And then I'm doing my Sunday show. And I don't know what I'm doing the rest of the week. I'm kind of
So
happy
wait,
with Wednesday this.
you maybe just need some downtime.
Well, I
not
like
bad.
Wednesday here, Friday night interviews, and Sunday is I love my Sunday show. That I do what I want. And it was a pretty educational one on last Sunday,
So
but not necessarily environmental.
I have a friend of mine who's an amazing artist, Scorpio Steel.
No
Cool
name.
name, right?
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
coming on Friday. He's coming
Is
on
that,
Friday
okay.
night. He's
Is that like
very-
their
Scorpio.
government name, or is that their just like epic samurai name?
Their government name.
maybe we'll ask him. I mean, I
Yeah.
know, but maybe we'll ask.
Good night.
Maybe that'll come up.
Oh,
He
Be sure
is
to tune in, folks.
he is so like he's one of these, he might be listening. He's one of these like very knowledgeable guys about comics, to the point where he will just, openly correct me and call me out. There's no politely letting me get away with an inaccuracy. You know what I mean? Because he and I are good enough friends that he knows he can just be like, nah, that's wrong. But it should be awesome. Because if that happens, I personally, I think that's good content.
Yeah.
We'll see. But that's
That'll be
Friday
good.
night.
all right.
Yeah, and then I have a couple of maybes for Monday, but anyway, next week should be cool.
It's always cool, and you're growing, which is
Yeah.
great.
I know.
I
I got a
I
little bit taller.
I ebb and I ebb and flow. I really get tired, and I have a lot of other shit going on too. It's always like that. But anyway, I'm
Well,
going to
when you make
also do
content,
an
it's great.
exit.
Your
Yeah.
content is great.
Thank you. I'm going to do an exit too. I'm very
Okay.
tired. Good night, everybody that's out
Good
there in the
night.
chat land. And everybody, thank you very much. It was fun, as always. And I just have to shout out and say, hello, Donald James. That was that. And
Great.
everybody on mine.
That's the only one.
Be
Have a good
no,
one.
there's a lot of them. Emerald View. There would be. I'd be here 10 minutes saying good night. Good night. See you Friday.
Bye bye.
Later. Bye, Sandy.
Bye.
Greg Wright with the dad joke. Are children born in May called maybes? Maybe.
Well, I was an accident, so absolutely. Maybe feels like an accident. So
Morbius Dragon's like, hello, everyone. One gifted membership right away. Doesn't even like wait for people to say hey back. Forbezilla got that one right on. Nice. Andrea,
hey, how's it going?
very good. This has been a great show. As
Has
always. Yeah, sure.
is this the
And,
series finale?
I
Are we announcing
feel
our
like
departure?
we are nearing the end of this episode. I feel
I noticed,
like
by the way,
we
that you
are-
asked you're doing the whole like, what are you doing for your and you skipped me.
this is where I'm literally doing it right now.
Well, that's why good. That I had to yell at you first, so that way when I said it, it was
No,
still
that's what I was
relevant.
getting to. I was like, before we leave.
Yeah. Yeah, well, people, they don't know what I'm up to, and
Here
so
we-
let's probably keep it that way. So there you go.
Do you think that whenever I do an impression of a regretful Trump voter, I like to make it like they're crying inconsolably? Do you think they do that?
I hope, but they probably don't know how to cry, and that's probably a lot of their problems.
It sounds like something like he fired me and my whole department, and we don't have insurance. Yes, I would vote
I'm
for
not
him. I
gonna
would
be
vote for
able
him
to
again. I
live.
would. I don't
They're
think he
gonna
meant
take
to
my
do it to me.
house.
I think I'm a
My house, my
casualty.
kids are gonna live on the streets.
I don't
and
think he meant for
die.
it to be me. I think it was a mistake, and he'll fix it.
We're
Right?
forced to shit in kitty litter like the trans because we can't afford plumbing.
That's Christ. Oh my God. Just like Yes, okay. I can see that you're very emotional, but would you vote for him again? Yeah, yes.
Oh, absolutely. No, no, no,
And
no. They
it's
stop
just
crying and they
Elon
go,
Musk.
yes,
They go, oh yes, I would. Why?
absolutely. Yeah.
Because he's a good man. He's a good man. Anyway,
He's the
that's a new
Messiah.
bit I would like to kick off. Is that cool with you?
Kick off.
Yeah, the
Oh,
inconsolable crying bit. We'll give a
there's a
warning,
warning.
and then we'll
Okay.
just
I
start
didn't know that there
crying.
was a warning.
Then we'll all just start
Wow.
crying.
It's hard for me to cry on command. It's a cry usually,
It's
in the
fake.
afternoons.
So you do it like this. There's always a news reporter. So your entire family is from Honduras. Yes. And what? So tell us what happened. Well, Trump made a mistake, and we're all being deported, even though we're citizens. Would you vote for him again? Yes. Oh, why? Because he's a good man.
He's gonna save America. I
Jesus
hated my
wants him to
wife's
do it.
cooking.
It was just a mistake. He didn't mean it.
When he went on national television and said, "Yes, I mean it," he wasn't telling the truth. He was making a joke.
You're dumb because you don't know jokes. It was a joke. Well, then why are you crying? Because he's a good man.
I'm just so overwhelmed. God is here and speaking through my soul.
That's how. So on Thursdays, I'm dedicating part of my Thursday show to FAFO, the
Excellent.
regretful Trump voters who fucked around and found out. And there is, well, I don't know if I want to give it away or not, but there's a guy who's ranting on Facebook, and the grammar and just sentence structure, it just, I guess that is grammar, but like the whole thing is just like, it's so obvious that he was like very emotional about something and was like, I got to get this out. Didn't paint a picture, doesn't have a process where he like writes poetry or diary or journal or some sort, doesn't have therapy, has no outlet. And it was so obvious that he had never like processed emotions out loud. Like there's a lot of men in this country who have been taught to suppress their emotions
Oh
and
yeah.
not, and like being emotional is being like a woman or it's an outburst when you're really just emotions are
Except for
natural.
anger. Anger is totally cool.
But so then he goes to Facebook and drops his post, which is just like, dude, no one's going to take this serious. No one's going to look at you and be like, this guy's making a good point. They're not doing that. You're doing it wrong. Like, first of all, if you're going to put something of length on the internet, draft it, right? Maybe once at least, and then refine it. And nobody's got time for that shit. He's like, this guy is, you can just, from reading it, you just know that he is not a rough draft kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I think that that's also what social media creates. It's sort of like acceptable to be not even off the cuff, but like dumber than you probably are in real life. I don't know.
Well, yeah, the internet is where people just display hook in directly into their fucking id and just like let out their pure, unrefined anger into the world. And factor in that most people are really stupid, so they're going to be angry at really stupid things to be angry at. Like, like, oh no, the rich
No,
people
but
are
he was
paying too much in
upset.
taxes. I'm
But
angry.
but in this, I get you, but in this case, he was upset. And I think that was like, he was like, I'm upset and I'm allowed to be upset. You know what I mean? And so like he was giving himself the freedom to finally be emotional. And he did it on social media where where they afford you the opportunity to be kind of a dummy about it. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Like,
yep. Okay.
anyway, those dynamics are really interesting to me.
Yeah. It's all a performance. Everyone's performing at all times.
I know, Andrea.
I
I
know.
know. This
know.
is you're preaching to the choir. I know.
I know.
I get it. It's you're right. You're right.
Absolutely.
I know I've done my impression of real good guy for you, but I don't have I done it on air?
I'm not sure.
Like where you overhear, you're walking into Walmart or something and you overhear the guy talking to like the greeter and he goes, "Hey, how you doing? Good, real good. That's real good. Hey, you still with that one out? Oh, okay, good. That's real good. How's your boy doing? That's good, 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 real
Oh,
good.
that's great. That's wonderful.
Would you do me a favor the next time you see your mother? Let her know I said hi. Okay, yeah. Is she still over? Oh, good. Real good. That's good. Real good." Like I hear this shit all over. I'll be in the aisle, like at the grocery store, and I can
Yeah.
hear somebody in the next aisle over going, "Hey man, how you doing? Good. Good. That's real good. All right. All right, I'll talk to you later. All right, real good." I call him real good guy. I think it's awesome because they don't let anyone finish a sentence.
Well, yeah, they're just trying to get people to go through, feel good about themselves, get amped up.
Say, how long did you play baseball for? Good. That's real good. All right. All right. Good. Have a blessed day. That's how they end I'm told to have a blessed day by 90% of the people I encounter when I leave the house.
Have a blessed day.
Yeah, and I always go, "Okay." No, I don't mean that. If you say so, I just say, "Okay,
All right.
thanks."
Whatever.
That would be funny though if I had a bunch of responses, like an arsenal of responses, and they're like, "Have a blessed day, sir." And I go, "Okay, whatever that means." And then just walk off. Or like, "Why? Why should I? Have you looked around?" Yeah, anyway. Say, "Who do you mean? Me?"
Me? No, you have no idea what I'm about to do. You wouldn't wish me a blessed day if you knew it's about to happen.
Jesus. What about the next time somebody says, "Hey, how are you doing?" You go, "Well, I'm glad you asked because not good."
Oh,
I tripped and fell. And then when I got up, I hit my head.
how the fuck?
Would you vote for him again? Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, no, I'd vote for him
Yes,
twice.
absolutely. I'm voting against Democrats. You see? Really? And why is that? Because I own a bakery and this gay guy wanted a cake.
Oh,
Anyway, you ready to wrap it up or what?
what are we wrapping it up in? Is that wasn't that funny? Come on.
Wrapping paper that says goodbye, good night, right? All over it.
Yep. So is this how do you feel about gaining 1,000 subscribers?
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
think
wow.
you think you've gotten like maybe what 400 of them unsubscribed already? You want to check?
Let's check.
They watch this show and they're like, "Ooh, yikes."
There was a time I had a shitload of new subscribers because of the Majority Report. They put out a video and they linked to my YouTube, and there was a guy in the comments. The very next thing we did was left past 10, and there was a guy in the comments that said, "What the fuck is this shit?" He's like, "You guys are just rambling about nothing. I was sent here for the majority report. Where's the news?" And I was like, "Oh no."
I love, but also
Lost that
like I love
guy.
the idea that he can't conceive that every like every video is not the same. It's not like just one show is on your old channel.
Right. Yeah. And so that's why I do the whole. But no, I haven't. That's why I do the whole spiel at the beginning about how this isn't regular content, but it doesn't mean it's not good.
It
But
means
yeah, I
it's
haven't
quality,
lost any.
actually.
I haven't lost any.
Well, that's good.
I have over 1,000 new subscribers from yesterday. Pretty good.
Can I take this opportunity to tell everyone to subscribe to my Doom speedrunning channel? I speedrun Doom. I also play other games, as you maybe saw, but I'm not good at those. I'm good at Doom. Can you post it on the screen for me? Here, just go ahead and put that on the screen for me. Just put that on there. It's my speedrun channel is Doom Speedruns. It's very creatively named. That's me over there. Look at that.
That's not AI.
It's not. No, not AI couldn't do this. Let's just put it that way. It's just not possible. So go ahead, look at the videos tab and just scroll down. Get some B-roll here. It's just
Get some pickups.
look at this.
Wow.
Yeah.
So those are video games.
I'm the most prolific speedrunner of Doom of all time. So,
That
I'm
is
obsessed.
impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive to just have the most time spent doing so. It doesn't mean you're good, just the most time spent, It so helps that I'm also pretty decent too, But
Right. Yeah, it's awesome.
yep.
No, we got one subscriber. Someone just said they subscribed.
Oh, you're not much into Doom, but you'll give it a try. I also have a Doom commentary channel where I talk about Doom. It's a separate channel, but you have to find that one. I'm gonna make you find that one. That's a little. You have to earn it.
Do your work.
Yeah, I don't
Anyway.
necessarily want to get subscribers from just doing the "Hey guys, subscribe to me. It's something you're totally not interested in, but you should subscribe anyway." And then they just like inflate the subscriber count and don't watch on anything,
Okay, that
On
I
that
don't
note,
understand.
subscribe.
I don't understand why people unsubscribe. Like I'll get 15 in a day.
They're just like, it's a concerted effort. They're all like behind the scenes. They're like, let's show this guy who's boss. Fuck him. Let's unsubscribe all at once. Boom.
His content is way too consistent.
Yeah, fuck him.
There was a guy who was leaving chats. I finally realized what was going on. He was like, "Hey, I was looking at your homepage on your YouTube channel. I'm new here. It's awesome. I love all the stuff you're doing, but it's a little messy, ? He goes, "Maybe you could organize it a bit with playlist." And I was like, "Oh, I've got tons of playlists, all my interviews are in one playlist." And then he comes back and he's like, "You should have this guest on and this guest." And I was like, "I've had them on. I've had that one person on a couple of times, maybe a few times. Check out the playlist." And then he's like, "Hey, can you promote this channel? They lost all their videos and it's just a blank page now and nobody knows what happened. Can you contact them, maybe interview them and find out what happened?" And I was like, "What the fuck is this? You're using my comments to just keep talking about all these other channels." There was like that sort of like backhanded, passive aggressive insult. And I was like, this is a troll. I think the reason I didn't get it right away is because I was like, wow, they're actually spending like time doing this. Or I was wrong and they were just like kind of socially awkward. But anyway, I thought it was weird.
Well, you have to keep in mind, like a good chunk of people on that leave comments are not real humans, and then
Right.
another good chunk are just fucking idiots. So
I thought you were going to say the other chunk are not real fake humans.
they're just really dumb motherfuckers.
I know,
I know.
Andrea.
I know. I
You're
know.
telling me.
I'm right there
I
with
know.
you. I
I
know.
know.
What?
Too abrupt. Sorry.
Can you not speak over?
Oh, damn it.
Fun
We're
fact,
not supposed to.
I
talk at this part.
composed this song in 4 minutes and 38 seconds or some shit. And
I
Letter
have a
Hack said it was
hand in
good.
that. I have a hand in that because I gave you notes. I gave you
Maybe.
my notes. I put my eyes on it, my ears, and I gave you notes. And I think it got better after that.
Oh, I didn't change it. It was just a placebo.
He just put it on 1x, and I was like, "That's
Yeah.
it."
You just, you just assumed I would have changed it.
All right. Well, good night, everyone.
All right, shut the fuck up. Get the hell out of here.